After my career came to an abrupt end at the bank when they found out about my gambling addiction, it was just a mad time. I came clean to my parents and I got a job working on a bar which was walking distance from my house. And I remember being absolutely petrified whenever my old schoolmates would come in, because I remember thinking, they know I'm working at the bank and I never went to uni. They think I've been there years, so it doesn't add up that I'm all of a sudden working here. And I had to sort out my finances because I was getting letters every day, chaser letters from loans, overdrafts that I just could not pay. So I went down to the Citizens Advice Bureau, and it was really nice. They were really helpful. And for the first time, I felt like I could be honest with someone about my overall picture of my situation. And they were very helpful, but very quickly said, I don't think there's much of a way out of this. If you can get hold of £360, then you can declare yourself bankrupt. That might be your only move. And very quickly I came to terms with that, to just think there was no other alternative. So I booked an appointment for a few weeks later down in Croydon to do that. And I remember being so nervous. I left hours ahead of time to make sure I didn't hit any traffic. I printed out my AA route planner, so I got the directions of where I was going. And I get there and I thought it was going to be this real intimidating, like judge-like character. And it's this guy come out, looked a bit like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Nice chap, and he sits me down. I've got a stack of kind of financial documents. I've got all my bank statements and that with me. He starts having a bit of a look through. And I remember sort of trying to soften the scenario by saying like, oh, I suppose you've got to look to see if I haven't got a Porsche kind of locked away anywhere. And he just didn't even smile. He was just kind of looking down at these records. And he was like, okay, give me about an hour and a half with this. Go for a walk around the town centre and come back. So I mooched around for a bit and I come back to see him. And he says, never have I seen some financial records this complicated. I could just see the look of bewilderment on his face. He was just like, I just don't know if I'm coming or going with this. There was everything from the bank account that I was using for my salary to go into, messing around with the checks, circling around with my staff account where I worked. There was cash withdrawals, there was betting shop transactions, there was me transferring money from one of my account to the other to kind of throw my mum off the scent whenever she asked me to phone up to see what my bank balance was. And it was just an absolute mess. And then he said to me, well, yeah, I guess that's it then. And I went through to this other room to see someone that did actually look a bit like a judge. And he said, have you learnt your lesson? And I said, yeah. And he stamped, and that was it. And I remember kind of thinking, wow, that was strange. I'm not going to be able to get any credit for a while. I can't really believe it's come to this. But